At the very bottom of our world, there lies a continent unlike any other, a place of savage beauty and profound isolation. This is Antarctica, a vast expanse of white that covers 1/10 of our planet's landmass. It is a place so extreme, so hostile to life, that for most of human history it remained a complete mystery. Even today, it is the most remote and least understood continent on Earth. Its surface is a landscape carved by wind and ice, where temperatures can plummet to unimaginable lows. It is a silent, frozen desert that holds the key to our planet's past, and perhaps its future. The sheer scale of this place is difficult to comprehend. A landmass larger than Europe, buried under a colossal sheet of ice. Beneath this frozen armor, which in some places is nearly 3 miles thick, scientists are beginning to uncover a world that challenges everything we thought we knew. The ice acts as a time capsule, preserving secrets that have been locked away for millions of years. With each core sample drilled and every satellite image analyzed, we peel back another layer of this incredible enigma. What we are finding is not just a barren wasteland of rock, but a complex and dynamic environment. There are vast mountain ranges taller than the Alps and immense lakes of liquid water that have not seen the light of day for eons. These discoveries hint at a past far different from the frozen present we see today. But there are those who believe that something far stranger is hidden beneath the ice. The stories are whispered in online forums and debated in hushed tones. They speak of anomalies that defy conventional explanation and artifacts that should not exist. These are tales that venture beyond the realm of mainstream science, into the shadowy world of conspiracy and speculation. Could there be evidence of forgotten civilizations, advanced technologies, or even extraterrestrial contact, all perfectly preserved beneath the ice? These are provocative questions, and for many, the silence and secrecy surrounding Antarctica only deepen the suspicion that something extraordinary is being kept from public view. This continent guards its secrets well. The relentless winds, the crushing cold, and the sheer, overwhelming emptiness make exploration a monumental undertaking. It is a land that resists human presence, pushing back with the full force of nature. Yet, our curiosity is a powerful driver. We are drawn to the unknown, compelled to explore the last great wilderness on our planet. The mysteries of Antarctica are not just scientific puzzles. They are questions that touch upon the very nature of our history and our place in the universe. What really lies beneath the ice? The search for that answer takes us on a journey to the edge of the world and the limits of our understanding. Antarctica is not just geographically remote, it is also politically isolated. In 1959, at the height of the Cold War, 12 nations came together to sign the Antarctic Treaty. The continent should be used exclusively for peaceful purposes, a sanctuary for scientific research, free from military activity and territorial disputes. Today, over 50 nations have signed the treaty, creating unique international governance. On the surface, a shining example of global cooperation. It ensures the vital scientific work can continue unhindered. However, this treaty has become a source of intense speculation for some. To some, restriction of military activity and tight control over access looks like a veil of secrecy. They ask why this one continent is subject to such a unique and restrictive agreement. Why is travel to certain areas so heavily regulated, often requiring official permission that is difficult to obtain? The treaty, designed to foster openness, is seen by some as a tool to control information. This has fueled countless theories about what might be hidden there. The restrictions are not merely political. Nature itself has erected the most formidable barrier. The continent is surrounded by the treacherous Southern Ocean, a maelstrom of massive waves, shifting sea ice. For centuries, this ocean was an impassable obstacle for even the most experienced sailors. Even with modern icebreakers, the journey is perilous and limited to a few short months during the Antarctic summer. Once on land, the challenges only multiply. Extreme cold hurricane-force winds crevasses hidden beneath the snow. Most of the continent remains a no-go zone, not by law, but by the sheer force of its brutal environment. This combination of political regulation and natural hostility means Antarctica remains a forbidden frontier. While scientists bravely operate from a handful of scattered research stations, the vast majority of the continent's interior is more unexplored than the surface of the moon. We have mapped its surface from space, but what lies beneath the immense ice sheet is largely a matter of remote sensing and educated guesswork. This vast, unknown territory provides fertile ground for the imagination to run wild. A secret base, an ancient artifact, a world-changing discovery. What better place than a continent that is both off-limits by law and nearly impossible to reach by nature? The Antarctica we see today, a brilliant, blinding white, is a relatively new phenomenon in geological time. For millions of years, this continent was not a frozen wasteland. It was a green world, teeming with life. The proof of this lost paradise is buried deep within the rock strata, beneath the crushing weight of the ice. Paleontologists, drilling through sediment cores and exploring exposed mountain faces, have made astonishing discoveries. They have found fossilized leaves from ancient beech trees, pollen from long-extinct flowers, and the petrified remains of sprawling temperate rainforests. These fossils paint a picture of a world that is almost impossible to reconcile with the icy landscape of the present. These ancient forests were once home to a diverse array of creatures. Among them were dinosaurs. Fossil hunters have unearthed the bones of large plant eaters and fearsome predators that roamed this land during the Cretaceous period. Imagine a world where creatures like the herbivorous titanosaur strode through lush fern-filled valleys under a sun that shone for months on end. This was Antarctica when it was part of Gondwana, a colossal supercontinent that also included South America, Africa, Australia, and India. It was located much closer to the equator, enjoying a mild, temperate climate that allowed complex ecosystems to flourish for tens of millions of years. The transformation from a green world to an ice world was a slow, dramatic process driven by powerful geological forces. Over millions of years, the supercontinent of Gondwana broke apart. Antarctica drifted south, becoming isolated at the bottom of the globe. This isolation created a powerful circumpolar current in the ocean, which cut the continent off from warmer waters to the north. As global temperatures began to fall, snow started to accumulate. Year after year, century after century, the snow compacted into ice, forming the massive sheet that now smothers the land. The forests died, the animals vanished, and a vibrant world was frozen in time, entombed beneath miles of ice. This dramatic history raises a tantalizing question. Science has confirmed the existence of these ancient forests and the dinosaurs that lived in them. But what else might have existed there? If a rich and complex ecosystem could thrive for so long, what other forms of life might have evolved? The fossil record we have found is incredibly sparse, representing just a tiny fraction of what might be preserved. As the ice slowly receded from the edges of the continent, it revealed a lost world. This makes us wonder, if Antarctica once had forests and dinosaurs, could something else, something entirely unexpected, have also existed there, waiting to be rediscovered? The story of Antarctica's discovery is a well-known tale of 19th century exploration, of brave sailors pushing the boundaries of the known world. The official timeline states that the continent was first sighted in 1820. Yet, a collection of enigmatic ancient maps challenges this entire narrative. The most famous of these is the Piri Reis map, created in 1513 by an admiral of the Ottoman Navy. What makes this map so extraordinary is not just its surprising accuracy for the time, but what it appears to show at the bottom of the world. There, connected to the southern tip of South America, is a landmass that bears a striking resemblance to the coastline of Antarctica. The mystery deepens when one considers the details. The map seems to depict the coast of Queen Maud Land, a region of Antarctica, but it shows it without its massive ice cap. Proponents of this theory argue that the map portrays the coastline as it would have appeared thousands of years ago, before it was buried under its current ice sheet. This raises a profound and unsettling question. How could a 16th century cartographer possibly have known this? Piri Reis himself noted that he compiled his map from numerous older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. Could one of these lost, ancient maps have been created by a civilization with the knowledge and capability to chart the globe in a prehistoric era? This is not an isolated case. The Orontius Phineus map of 1531, the Mercator map of 1569 also depict a large southern continent with remarkable features. The Orontius Phineus map shows a landmass at the South Pole with rivers, valleys, and a defined coastline, strikingly similar to what modern seismic surveys have revealed is hidden beneath the ice. Skeptics argue that these cartographers were simply imagining a hypothetical terra australis incognita, or unknown southern land, a concept that had been theorized since the time of the ancient Greeks to balance the land masses of the northern hemisphere. They contend that any resemblance to the actual subglacial topography is purely coincidental. But for many, coincidence is not a satisfying explanation. How could ancient sailors have mapped a continent that, according to our history books, no one had even seen yet? And how could they have depicted it free of ice, a condition that hasn't existed for millennia? These maps fuel the idea that ancient civilizations may have been far more advanced than mainstream history gives them credit for. Perhaps there was a seafaring culture with global reach in the distant past, one whose records have been almost entirely lost to time. Or perhaps, as some more radical theories suggest, the knowledge came from a non-human source. The maps remain a stubborn and fascinating anomaly, a whisper from the past that hints at a completely different story of our world. In the age of digital exploration, anyone with an internet connection can become a pioneer, scanning the most remote corners of our planet from the comfort of their own home. With tools like Google Earth, we can soar over vast landscapes that were once accessible only to the most intrepid adventurers. It was through this new form of armchair exploration that one of Antarctica's most captivating modern mysteries came to light. In recent years, users browsing satellite imagery of the continent began to notice a series of startling and provocative shapes. Hidden within the vast white expanse of the planet's most isolated mountain ranges were peaks that bore an uncanny resemblance to one of humanity's most iconic and ancient structures, the pyramid. These images quickly spread across the internet, igniting a firestorm of speculation and debate. The photographs, captured by satellites orbiting high above the Earth, showed what appeared to be massive, four-sided, pyramid-shaped mountains emerging from the ice. The symmetry seemed too perfect, the angles too deliberate to be a mere trick of light and shadow. To many observers, these were not just mountains, they were structures. The discovery tapped into a deep-seated fascination with both the mysteries of Antarctica and the enduring enigma of pyramids found in other parts of the world, Egypt, Mesoamerica. The idea that such structures could exist in the most remote place on Earth was electrifying. The most famous of these formations is located in the southern part of the Ellsworth Mountains, one of the highest and most rugged mountain ranges on the continent. This particular peak stands as a stark, dark monolith against the endless white of the surrounding glaciers. Its sharp ridges and seemingly symmetrical faces immediately evoke the image of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This visual connection is powerful and immediate, and it forms the basis of the entire mystery. The discovery poses a simple but profound question. Are we looking at a remarkable but entirely natural geological formation, or are we seeing the tip of a colossal artificial structure, a pyramid built by some unknown hand and now being slowly revealed by the melting ice? This digital discovery has opened a new front in the speculative exploration of Antarctica. It has moved the search for lost history from ancient, dusty maps into the high-resolution imagery of the 21st century. The Antarctic pyramids have become a focal point for those who believe that the continent hides the secrets of a forgotten past. The images are presented as modern, verifiable evidence, something that can be seen and examined by anyone. They bypass traditional historical and archaeological channels, speaking directly to a global audience, intrigued by the possibility that something extraordinary is waiting to be uncovered beneath the Antarctic ice, something that official sources might be overlooking or even concealing. While the Antarctic Treaty of 1959 designates the continent as a zone of peace and science, its history is deeply intertwined with military ambition and strategic interest. Before the treaty, several nations made territorial claims: Britain, Argentina, Chile sometimes backed by a military presence. The most significant and mysterious involvement came from the United States after World War II. These were massive naval expeditions, not small scientific missions. Thousands of personnel, fleets of ships, squadrons of aircraft. Officially to train personnel in cold weather and to test equipment in extreme polar conditions. But the scale has led many to suspect secretive objectives. Operation High Jump, 1946-47, Operation Windmill, Operation Deep Freeze, still active today. The U.S. Navy has been a constant for over 75 years. They built the first permanent bases, the construction and establishment. McMurdo Station, Amundsen, Scott, South Pole Station. They pioneered treacherous air routes and overland traverses still used today. On the surface, their role supports science. For conspiracy theorists, it's a red flag. Why such extensive, expensive military infrastructure for peaceful research? Tight control over logistics and access. Military contractors manage it. This control is seen as restricting independent researchers and information flow. The scientific mission could be a public cover for classified operations. The military, then, is guarding a monumental secret. Secrecy fuels suspicion. Military movements aren't always public. Vast, empty Antarctica with little civilian oversight is perfect for clandestine activity. Could the military be monitoring something or someone? Are they protecting a sensitive discovery or confronting a threat unknown to the public? These questions hang in the frigid air, turning support into guardianship over unsettling secrets. Beyond the realm of military conspiracies and alleged UFO encounters lies a mystery rooted in mainstream science. This is the mystery of Antarctica's subglacial lakes. For decades, scientists thought the bedrock was frozen rock. But in the 1970s, airborne ice-penetrating radar made a discovery that changed everything. They found vast bodies of liquid water hidden beneath the ice. Lake Vostok is the largest and most famous. It sits directly beneath Russia's Vostok Station. Lake Vostok is one of the world's largest lakes by volume. About the size of Lake Ontario, but buried under 2.3 miles of solid ice. Immense pressure from the ice lowers the freezing point. Geothermal heat warms it from below. What makes Vostok extraordinary is its profound isolation. Sealed from the atmosphere for at least 15 million years, possibly up to 25 million years. A pristine time capsule, evolving in complete darkness for geological ages. The water is ancient and extremely pure, yet highly saturated with oxygen and other gases. An ecosystem unlike any other. Extreme pressure, total darkness, limited nutrients. A potential analog for other worlds. Icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, Europa, Enceladus. The discovery ignited a firestorm of scientific curiosity. What could survive here? Could there be life? If so, what form? Simple microbial life or something more complex? One of Earth's last unexplored frontiers, a place to find new forms of life, new metabolic processes, new insights into life's limits. The secrets of Lake Vostok remain among the most exciting in modern science. Our journey to the bottom of the world has led us through a landscape of converging mysteries. We have walked a line between two powerful narratives, both seeking to explain the great unknown beneath Antarctica's ice. On one side, methodical, evidence-based science. It tells a story of deep time, a green, temperate world and its transformation into a frozen desert. Paleontologists unearthing dinosaur bones, geologists mapping subglacial mountains with radar, biologists drilling into ancient lakes. Each discovery adds a piece to a planetary puzzle. On the other side, speculative inquiry, shadow narratives and tantalizing what-ifs, ancient maps that seem to show impossible knowledge, satellite photos of mountains that look like pyramids, whispers of secret military expeditions, encounters with superior technology, history's powerful forces might suppress, the Antarctica of the imagination, possibilities like lost civilizations, extraterrestrial visitors. It challenges us to question the official story and to wonder what might be hidden from view. Science and speculation often seem opposed. One is grounded in fact, the other in fantasy. Yet here, they draw from the same mystery. Discovery that Antarctica was once green fuel speculation that a civilization could have existed. Confirmation of vast subglacial lakes suggests places unknown life might survive. Science provides clues. Speculation runs with them. Both narratives are driven by the same human impulse to explore, to understand, to uncover the truth. Whether a geologist in a parka or an online researcher examining satellite images, the goal is to peel back layers of ice and time. Antarctica is so vast, so unknown, so inaccessible. The continent mirrors our hopes for discovery and our fears of the unknown. A final frontier where possible and real remain blurred.